What are we like? Oh my God. I've been like messing with this thing. I'm like looking down, trying to see what else I need to do. Thank God we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. And we're live. And in that order. Grand risings, everybody. Grand risings. We are on Friday, July the 26th. We have 5 days left in the month of July. 7th month of the year. Okay. We are headed for month number 8. Ain't that great? Infinity. Yeah, infinity. Hey, we are headed for month number 8. Infinity. Ain't that great? Listen, let me tell you, 8 means completion. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And we are headed there. I am in the midst of packing my stuff to head to the shop. From the Chi to the Carolina. From the Carolina back to the Chi. From the Chi back to the cheese state. What a row! Everybody, it is a glorious moment in the neighborhood, a glorious moment in the neighborhood. Won't you be glorious with me? Won't you be glorious with me? Won't you be glorious with me? Listen, it is Friday, July the 26th. Honestly, it is a beautiful day outside. It's going to be about, they say high 84. I think it's going to get a little hotter than that. Because let me tell you, the Weather Channel, they never be right when it comes to the heat, the temperature. I've never seen them yet be right with the temperature. The other day, they said it was going to be 80. 79. Well, it got up to 83. So that was 4 degrees more. And 4 degrees makes a world of difference, being that we have no ozone layer protecting us from the sun. You know, the ozone layer was burn up, long time ago. Chile, thanks to Chile. You know, Chile, they had it whereas people couldn't come out in the day. It was a mandate. They could not come out in the day because of the sun. It was killing them, literally frying them while they were out. So they couldn't come out in the daytime when the sun was at its hottest. Couldn't come out. And honestly, the sun is at its hottest from the time you wake up and everything to darn near most of the day. I know a fact, a friend of mine who Chilean, who is a Chilean, who was a classmate of mine. Now I still stay in touch with her. She's Chilean. Oh, as a matter of fact, how you say Asho? Osho. It's a male. I can't think how you say his name now. I'm trying to think how to say his name. He was also in one of our classes. He's Chilean also, and he confirmed that the ozone layer, there was no ozone layer in Chile. And so that's really bad. Hey, Daybreak, how you doing? Person turquoise riding headphones. Okay. Daybreak. What that be about? The person turquoise riding headphones. Person turquoise riding headphones. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, how you doing? How you doing? Look, Grand Rising Tracy and Divine Designs. Soon I will be in your neck of the woods. Okay. And while I'm in your neck of the woods, I reckon we do a show live and in living color. You can do what you want to do and be who you want to be in living color. Look, bam. Look here. Today is a beautiful day, though. We have, I just got to say this, not to go into politics today, but it's really hitting right now about what's going on in our country, in our world period, but in our country. Kamala Harris, Biden has totally stepped aside. And let me tell you, President Biden, let me put that in front of his name because he has to get that respect as well. Like when we saying President Trump, President Obama, President Ford, President Clinton, President Biden has truly stepped aside. I don't even see him in the midst of what's going on right now, all the meetings and everything. Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, has stepped up into that position. And let me tell you something. I don't know if she had already started preparing herself for something like this way back, like in their first election. I don't know if she had started preparing herself already, knowing that, hey, this might not last too long with him, because age can come in and creep in on you in some of the most weirdest of ways, and it can upset your apple cart in some of the most weirdest of ways too. And it can creep in on you and all of a sudden, slam, bam, just like that. And you're aged. Okay, I kid you not. Bam! Age comes in and sets on you like, bam. And then next thing you know, then all of a sudden, because you never know. You never know. And you know what? I ain't going to talk about him. I ain't going to talk about Donald Trump either. Because God ain't, listen, God don't like ugly. And he ain't fond of pretty. I'm just here to say. But here's what I want to say, though. The both of them, President Biden and Donald Trump, are up in age, y'all. They are up in age. Now, are they too old to do anything? No, I ain't going to say that. Because my auntie is older than the both of them. Okay, my aunts, all of my aunts are older than the both of them. And they are not feeble. Okay, I'm just saying. My Aunt Teresa, baby, listen. She'll sit there and she'll listen to you. She might not say nothing, because back in the day, how they'll listen to you, they ain't gonna say nothing. Then they'll just say something. All of a sudden, they'll say something. And the next thing you know, my little deodorant got on my arm. The next thing you know, they'll say something. The next thing you know, you got the word, and that's that. Then it's over, or either they gone and down on to something else. But my Aunt Teresa, who is 96 years old, who will be 97 in December, drive, go to church, kick it. My cousins won't let her cook, but she cook. Oh, I'm just saying. I'm like, why don't y'all let her cook? Y'all food don't taste like her. Let her cook. She be wanting to cook, but they won't want to let her cook. And I don't know why. It's like, what's she doing? Why she's able, let her do it. If that's what she wants to do, let her do it. Now, she ain't going to go ahead and cook big Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners like she used to back in the day, where everybody from all the families all come over and everybody have a little plate, and it's enough for everybody from all the brothers and sisters and their kids to come over. She ain't been to cook like that, where she had food all on her kitchen table, which was a good 6 feet long. And then she had food all on a dining room table, which was a good 8 feet long. No, she don't cook, food everywhere. All the tables full. She don't cook like that, no more. Not in that capacity. But she still cooks. And she still cooks darn good. And my other aunt cooks. And she just turned 94. Now, they won't let her drive no more because she has gotten, not feeble, but she's gotten a little weak. And she had a stroke. And over the time, I don't think she had physical therapy properly. I don't think it was administered to her properly after the stroke. And she's moving, she walks and everything, but it's just, it has slowed her down. You know what I'm saying? And at 94, bless her heart. And God bless my aunts. At 94, she still gets around. She's still bright. All my aunts bright. Now, the only one that I don't talk to a lot is the one that is 90 and she's in Detroit. And because she's just always been one of the aunts, one of my dad's siblings that just never came into picture with everything. All of our family reunions, she was not at all of our family reunions. I think I've seen her at one, maybe two family reunions out of my entire childhood life, young adult life, and all that when we were having family reunions before Big Mama died. Because after Big Mama died, poof, ain't no family reunion. Don't a lot of people don't take the torch. They don't take the baton, poof, and carry it on. One of my cousins had started having had planned a family reunion. It was very small, but it was still nice. But for everybody that had been there, no, it was still small, but it was still nice. Hi, Latanya. And but it was beautiful. But it's just something about that family structure of Big Mama, Big Papa, and my elder aunts who are 96, 94, and 92. I mean 91. 96, 94, and 91. Yeah, my aunt Bernice is 91. And so, or is she 92? I got it. When I go home, I got to look at my Bible. I got all of their birthdays in the Bible. I got to look and see. I think she's 91 or either she's 92. Her and my other aunt that just turned 94, they're not that far behind each other. I want to say she's 2 years behind her. Big Mama wasn't no joke, and Big Papa wasn't either. They had 11 kids. 11 kids. Yep, 11 kids. And 3 are still living. And so I'm grateful to have my aunts. I really am. I'm grateful to see the longevity in our family. So I just love that. But like I started talking about how Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, has stepped up and stepped into that position already. Like, hey, here I am. And she don't seem like she's tripping, what I'm saying? Traipsing into it or tripping into it or stumble in. Oh, here I am. Okay, hey, how y'all doing? I'm here with Netanyahu. She don't say like like I'm looking for words to say. Yeah, of course, everything she has is written. They have to have it written. They can't go out there just off the top of their head and just speak. Because like sometimes I sit here and off the top, all my stuff is off the top of my head and just speak. But sometimes I sit here and sometimes I'll go into a moment of trying to word it right or what was I talking about again? One of those things because there's so much going on. So much going on. But Vice President Kamala Harris has stepped in and stepped into her position strongly. And you got to give her credit because I don't know if this was unexpected to them, because it certainly wasn't unexpected to the viewers and it wasn't. It wasn't unexpected at all to us. But because we were seeing this for a while. And last year when he stood on that stage, it was starting in. When he stood on stage and didn't know where to go. They do this every and he didn't know, like he was like delusional. President Biden, it seemed like he was delusional a couple of times on stage, it seems like to me. And a lot of people say that. And George Clooney had meetings with him. And he's very much involved with the Democratic convention yeah, George Clooney is very much involved, and they had meetings. He and President Biden, obviously, and he said that Biden was not the same Biden that he was 2 months or something like that ago. He said even in 2 months, it has been a big difference, and even then, he started seeing signs of the aging hitting Biden. Another thing, y'all, I don't know, and both of them, my heart goes out to President Biden. My heart goes out to even Trump. And when you're like, what? But let me tell you why. God said to love one another, regardless, right? Now, I know you say, "Now you gonna love your slave captors and all that kind of your killers and dillers and willers and stillers." God said to love everybody. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Okay? Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Okay? God said, love everybody. Okay? Regardless. I just have an open feel for everybody. I don't give a damn what you do. You could be a KKK, a warrior, gladiator. You could be any of that. But my heart is just still open. I can't hate Donald Trump, put it that way. And I can't hate the President Joe Biden, put it that way. And I can't hate Kamala Harris, put it that way. Or I can if I want to, but that's not my get up because I'm a child of God and I walk in divine ways that I'm not getting ready to hate on anybody. You can hate me. I could care less. Have a great day. Hate on, baby. Hate on. I ain't got time for all that stress. You know, that's why when a lot of people see me and I tell them I'm damn near 60, they look at me and they be like, now they look at my hair and say, okay. But then they look at my face and they say, you what? I'm damn near 60. Okay. I'm proud. I'm happy to be able to say that. And a lot of people like, you don't look your age. Oh, girl, you don't look none your age. Well, how old do I look? One of them told me, I would say about 40, 42. I was like, well, God bless you. I just didn't have nothing to leave you in my will. But God bless you. But my heart goes out to President Joe Biden, as well as Trump, because Donald Trump is tripping too. You can see it in him too. I saw it in him too. He sits there and it's like he's going, you know, people who started out sane can go insane in the blink of an eye. I kid you not. You can start out sane and trip, troll, triple, run, race, jet stream into insanity in the blink of an eye, like that. So, and I watched him the other day. I watched Donald Trump the other day sitting there like some little pouty kid. And he was over there mumbling something to himself. Like, remember the hillbilly cowboy, hillbilly bears, the hillbilly bears, the cartoon. And he was shit. That was Donald Trump all day long. I was sitting here looking, I was like, I was eating watermelon, good old watermelon, because I brought one back here when I came home last weekend. I brought me a seeded watermelon with me. Baby, had a ball. I was sitting here just Donald Trump was just sitting there just twiddling his thumbs. And he was just, and he had that little pouty little bad kid, like, my mommy makes me sick type looking face on him. You know, like, mom make me sick. Why she make me sit here? You know, that type of look. And that is a deranged type of somewhat look. That's the one of them looks that you like, You know, like when you see something right, like these people who let their kids go into these schools with all these guns and you saw it in your kid long time ago. And yet you still say, oh, yeah, all right, let's go get them a gun and everything. Yeah, we can sign for one. And you know your kid was, and then they got that gun, and they let you know, there we go, Mom. I'm nuts. You saw it. And that's how I see it in Donald Trump. And that's how I see Joe Biden. And I feel for the both of them because age can be real ugly on some people. It can really be ugly. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, people got to go through what they got to go through. And that's part of life. It's a part of life. But you can always make it better by keeping your health better. Keep yourself healthy. You know, as you age, we can't do the stuff we did that we were 16. Now we can keep active, fit like that, because yeah, I run and everything. People be like, damn, you got run like that. But now wait now. I got it 405. Wait now. Okay. So sometimes they're running. I feel it later. But I run. I kneel, pop, pop, squat, squat, squat. I got a torn meniscus in my right knee, full blown torn meniscus. Seen it on the X-ray, full blown torn meniscus. I still squat, and sometimes I have a little kink in my knee and down there, but I can't let the kink me out. Okay, end the story. But we gonna get into this thing. I just wanted to talk about that for a minute until Andrea is here, though, about Vice President Kamala Harris, how she has stepped up and stepped into that position. And it's amazing just to see how the transition took place and how quickly she came in. Uh, you say like the hillbilly band. I remember Mom and Paul. He mumbled like Paul. Yeah, right, like right, Latanya. That's what he reminded me of, sitting there like some little kid. Girl, it's a circus right now. It's a circus. The scene when I was watching him on stage, him, President Biden, and Trump on stage, it was like a circus. It was hilarious. But I was like, Lord, both of them. This is what we got. Thank you, Lord, help us. I guess God said, okay. Let me move this thing. Let me move some players on the chessboard here a little bit. All right, Kamala, go on up there, girl. Because that's what it seemed like we was on the chessboard. But baby, let's bring Andrea in and let's get this party started the way we should, okay? And we're back with Andrea.
Thank you.
God be the glory. Grand risings to you, my sister. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Good morning and grand
Good
rising
morning.
to you.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Okay, so
Yes.
we're switching gears right now, right? I
Yeah.
was listening. I was thinking, do we ever look back on what we've been doing ourselves and how things have affected us? For instance, I know church is a great thing, and I believe in, and you can have a wonderful time, which is great, and we need churches. And also we need prayer because prayer is the foundation for churches. That's
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the reasons why they build churches. So, and then life in general, as you live your life and I live my life, do we go back and say, what have I been doing with my life on a mental, physical, spiritual, emotional level? Because when we evaluate ourselves, we'll find out the truth about what we're doing, why we're where we are today and tomorrow. And as you were talking about the politicians and that, these are the things that has been going on since, since politics has existed. And so their past is like repeating. They repeat, they repeat. I promise you this, I promise you that, which is fine. That's the way they are. But for us as individuals, what promises are you making for yourself? Like last time we talked about health.
Mm-hmm.
And because we are responsible for oneself. I'm responsible for my health. And you're responsible. Now, let's say my spouse and I were, if I had a spouse, I'm not married, we were together and he needed to lose weight or he needed to curb his diet because he has issues, health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I know me, I'm like, okay, I know I can eat what I want to eat most of the time. And I don't, that's his business. That's not fair to him, right? But but my past has been, oh no, it doesn't affect me. I can do what I want. So what am I thinking? Am I being selfish, continuously being selfish? Am I going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, let me help him? Because my past is going to imitate my presence. It's going to show what the presence consists of. And that's why even with our diets, what have I been eating that has created this issue that I'm having today? And how do I change it? So I ask people to write down, we take a look back as far back as you can possibly look back and say, how did I feel? Let's say, sometimes it's very difficult to go back farther than a year or two, but it can even be 2 months or 3 months. What was I eating You know, how was my diet a year ago? What did I weigh? You know, what was my attitude? Because attitude is affected by our diets
Mm-hmm.
and our way of thinking. Because if I were to sit back here, like I have several friends that they are thinking and they're constantly thinking about, excuse me, about Trump, and then I have friends that are thinking about Biden and why Biden is the best source, and why Trump is the best source, and why this person's going to do that, this person's going to do that. But that's what is the way it has been. So I say, you know what? It's confusing. You know it. It's so confusing when you have friends that say, okay, Trump it has made a difference. Biden hasn't made a difference. Trump hasn't made a difference. Biden has. So my attitude is no politics.
Right.
Let me think about what I need in my life.
Right.
Let me focus on me. How do I make my life bright? Because they're trying to control my world, but I have the power to control my own world. And I
Exactly.
think, yeah. So I think with the politician, the um the election time is going on, a lot of people are focusing on the outside. And if you're not reading about each candidate, if we're only watching the CNN News, Channel 5, and not watching anything that Fox has to say, we don't even know the depthness and the difference between what this person is saying and what that person is saying. And if
Mhm.
I'm not reading what Biden has written, I'm not or has done, if I'm not reading what Trump has done or is saying, then how do I really, really know?
Right.
By going by somebody else's word. So it's the same with our bodies. How do I really, really know me until I look into me? So
Yep.
that's what we want to do. We want to start focusing on what about me? God, tell me who is the right person that will be contributing to my well-being. You know, who
Exactly.
and you know, and the spirit will tell you, you know that. God will tell you as you
Yep.
go within and say, God, because it's chaos right now. I mean, we're in a world where the election time is just chaos. Everybody is badgering each other. You know, you little dumb this, she's this and that. What difference does it make? Who's going to affect me the most? I was,
Exactly.
yeah, you know, one of my friends says abortions over Black people have the highest rate of abortions, and we have the lowest population even amongst the Hispanics.
And
Okay,
I gotta
so
say this. It's funny you said that because I'm in sales, right? So
mhm,
I'm here in Wisconsin, and I'm working right on an island. It's
mhm,
one road. It's houses all around it, on both sides of this one road, and there's water all on the backside of their houses where they have their boats, you name it. Wealthy owners of businesses and things of that nature, and gas station owners. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. Restaurants, you name it. And I say that to say I ran into a lady who I sold, but here's the thing. She was so funny. She kept offering me to come and go on a boat with. Come on, come on, you got to come, Neil. You'd love it, and and I like it, and. But after I told her, then the next day she was trying to call to cancel, and I was like, and I
mhm.
pulled up while she was on the phone at her house because I had to take some more. I had to take her some spray bottles because we had run out of spray bottles, and the truck broke down over the weekend, so they didn't get them here. So they were here, and I had to bring in the spray bottles, and her take her spray bottles the next day, and I drove over there and blase skip. But she was on the phone with the girl in the office to cancel and only reduce the product, the quantity that she had purchased. But I told her I'd already told her why she needed the quantity that she got because
Yeah.
she has a lot of buildup, algae, mold, and all that on her decks and all that. But the point is that she said that and one of the conversations she was having with me when we were there about how all the black people had started moving up there to La Crosse. She said, "Yeah, it was a lot more blacks moving up here now, and that's a good thing." She said, "But why did they come up here and get on welfare?" I said,
Oh,
"Your guess is good as mine." I said, "But I think a lot of people say that it's more they pay more here than they do in Illinois." She said, "That's what one of the people told me that they got more they get more money here." She said, "But what I'm going to wonder is why are they doing this to themselves, getting on welfare when there's so much more opportunity?" Well, let me be the one to tell you. I wanted to tell her yesterday, after we had that conversation day before yesterday, I wanted to tell her yesterday after I went back to take them spray balls, and after seeing that she was trying to thank you, Randall. I'm sorry, excuse me, y'all. Thanks, Randall. Randall says, please put those thumbs up, and Grand Risings, everybody. Yeah, click those thumbs up for me, everybody. Thank you so much, Randall. But let me go back to this. And I wanted to tell her yesterday, but I didn't. I just kept her focused on the product and what we were doing. And that was that, saving the sale, right? Mm-hmm. And so, but I really wanted to tell her. Now, here you are, a realtor. Here I am, a saleswoman. You're a saleswoman. I'm a saleswoman. You're living on an island of $1 million homes, multi-millionaires, mega millionaires. Billionaires too. There's a couple of billionaires on that street because one of them own Quick Trip gas stations in the Midwest. So that means the state of Wisconsin, the state of Minnesota. Yeah, right. Okay, gas stations. Okay, so I wanted to tell her so bad. We talked about why would the Black people come up here about opportunity and get on welfare when there's so much opportunity, but yet you purchased something from me. I work on straight commission because we talked about that, but yet you want to cancel. So then that puts me at a disadvantage. Now I probably got paid off of that and now I got to cough that back up. So then that puts me at a disadvantage. Now I might be in a struggle situation that we hadn't even talked about. And now all of a sudden I'm in a deeper struggle because you just canceled, but yet you want to complain about people coming up there getting on welfare when there's opportunity. But the opportunity already came in front of you and presented itself, which was me. You was that opportunity, which you claim they have here, but yet you tried to shut me down on this opportunity. See, you know what I'm saying? So I did, you know what I'm saying? And my daddy, a staunch Mississippi-born man, straight can tell you. He said he had a couple of white friends he worked with in the trucking industry. You can count them on two fingers, and I do mean on two fingers. Joe and some other guy, Frank. Joe and Frank, these two men, and Frank. How can I forget Frank's name almost? But because he was so cool. These two guys, white guys that he worked with, they were really cool people, and they shut down a lot of the racist stuff that happened at that company on Black people. And they definitely shut it down when it came towards my dad because they tried to come at my father with some crap, right? Then Joe and Frank shut it down because they liked my dad and he was a damn good worker. So here's the thing. You got all these people talking about this, that, those, and other, and pretending. My dad used to always say a snake will always reveal its skin. It will always shed its skin. Now I know that went over a lot of people's head.
I heard that phrase before.
Yeah. And so he's letting me know that they're gonna shed their skin, but they still a snake.
Mm-hmm.
So she called herself being all fun, but then you want to go behind me in the backside and you want to cancel when you got my direct number. Why ain't you call me? You know what I'm saying? Why ain't you call me? You gonna call it? You know what I'm saying?
I do. But going back on that, that's a good revelation. What is happening and what is happening? You remember Lyndon B. Johnson, the Democratic president, after Kennedy was assassinated?
Yes.
He initiated the welfare system so the Black man could be taken out of the home. If you got welfare at that time, you cannot have a man there, regardless if you need him to raise your children or not. And then with the desegregation coming along, you had divided household already. Then you had neighborhoods that were torn apart. And it was all the Democratic Party doing. I'm not knocking them, but in reality, they're still holding us back. And that's why we need to read and really pay attention to what each party is promising and what they have done. The Democratic Party, regardless of the attitude of each person, because they all lie, we know that, can do what they set themselves out to do because they have restrictions. But the Democratic Party have strictly imposed upon Blacks as far as birth control. What's her name? Bill Clinton's wife was a white woman that initiated the birth control pills because it was for Black people not to have growth in our culture.
Right.
Knocked down forever. And now that the abortion thing is up, I don't agree with abortion, but I will say this. Abortion has its place.
But
And
everything has its place, actually. Yep.
yeah, when you look in the jails, you see more of our young men being aborted by the system, which hurts them most than any abortion can hurt. So
Yes.
we have a something that's happening so bigger than just the abortion. We have the population not growing.
Yeah.
I mean, over just hundreds a year, 900,000 a year abortions are Black related. And I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with any of it, but where is our population?
Right.
Where are we going?
Right.
No wonder why
That's
the dumb are still getting dumber and the neighborhoods don't want us, because we're not able to get the jobs we want. Now, let's say you got the job, a job that says, I'm going to help make sure that your children get educated the right way. But we need you to understand you have a part to play as a parent. You cannot let your child sit in front of the television and pick what they want, because you know what they're picking. The Black kids are picking the rappers that are saying, fuck you, bitch. Excuse my expression.
right. But no,
I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, or I'll kill you. These are the songs our kids are listening to. And so their attitude when they go to school is, hell with you, teacher. I don't have to learn. That is what's happening.
The exact.
We have a lot of baby kids.
Right.
A lot of
it's
them.
a lot. And then honestly, the white kids listen to it too, because I was here the other day and I went to the gas station.
There's a difference. The white kids do. There's a difference.
Last Saturday, last Saturday, when I got back here from Chicago, I went to the gas station, baby. Monday Sunday I got back. When I got back last Sunday evening, I went to the gas station, right? I said, go to the gas station and get you some water, because I ain't had no water in my room. And I was like, I got to go get some water. It was like about 9 o'clock. I went to the gas station. They were all hanging out, because when you in towns like this, they don't really have much to do. They have jet skis, they have boats, they have everything. They have a car, they have bicycles, they have everything. But they like to hang out in clusters, So they were all hanging out by the marina, because the gas station sits right off the marina. Right? Right. That's why I say he's a billionaire, okay? Because they got homes in Minnesota, him and his wife, they got lots of homes. But anyway, the kids were all hanging there. What was the music they had playing? Gangster rap. And they was all out there doing they look. You know how they all get into the the gangster rap jump move. They was all out there doing they little thing. I said, these are white kids.
But the difference, though. The difference is they were raised differently.
Yeah.
It didn't get implanted in their brain by the time they were 5 years old. So when you're 5, if I teach my child respect, obedience, positive mental attitude, practice studying, I have embedded deeply in her consciousness the rules and principles of life. After that, even if she goes on and listen to this stuff, these things are embedded in her. I can easily go back and say and refer to it and listen, Amoria. We talked about those songs. I need you to understand you have to be positive. Okay. Now I brought it back to surface because it's there. I trained her, but we're not training our kids. See, it's easy to have kids and leave them alone with kids.
Baby.
Leave them alone. They'll be okay in front of the TV. But what are you doing? The damage doesn't show up until they're 13, 14, 15 years old.
And let me go into these comments. Right.
So, in other words, it's almost irreversible. And we say, what happened?
I don't know what happened.
I wasn't talking about that.
I touched my pad down. I was like, what the?
I was still talking. So it didn't matter. It was okay.
Right. Church said, destroyed the Black family from the Great Migration from the South for jobs up north. Latanya Forte Lyles, Tanya said, the population conversation is important, but we also have to look at the systems. If we are saying don't abort it, doesn't help if children aren't being raised.
Exactly.
Right. And I agree, Latanya. That's what I said. Well, but then you got all these children in foster care, and then, and then you got them with these psychopathic foster care parents who, it's all kind of crazy. Then the kids come out ridiculous because the foster care parents with some sick bastards in the first place. You got some that are great, that have raised some awesome children, but you got some that are just sick as the rest of these little perverts running around here. And she said, Turk said, they want to stop white abortions because they're being outnumbered by Black and Hispanic.
That's not true. We're not being outnumbered. Blacks have gone down so low.
Yeah, our numbers are down. You better check them numbers again. Our numbers are down.
The Hispanics are growing. The whites are growing. Whites are afraid to depopulate. Abortion may be for that reason too. But it's our race. Another thing about our race, I know you have to go back to comment. We have to reorganize our race. Our race is so wild and so out there. Everybody else will take their adopted kids, their race. They'll go and get those little Chinese kids. They'll go and get those Hispanics and all these kids and adopt them or foster kid them with respect and love them. We're like, oh no, I don't have time. So not all of us. Don't get me wrong, not all of us.
Not all of us. So Latanya said, because the time will get away from us, I am traveling today. I got to get the hell out of here today.
I want to meditate.
Yeah. Latanya said, no mother, no father doing what's best for the child. We have parentless children running around unattended and not being raised. Kerbeus Pyrothenius. Hey, Kerbeus. Damn, you beautiful ladies be speaking some hard truths. Thank you, Kerbeus. Latanya said, yes, say it. Randall said, their power by numbers is depleting. Randall said, music is the only thing that can penetrate the brain. Repeating the words is a mantra. I said Black and Hispanic tag are outnumbering whites. He said the Black and Hispanics are outnumbering whites. Okay. Now, maybe the Hispanics, but I'm going to be honest with you, Turk. Some Blacks, it's not as, I'm telling you, take a look around you.
No, they're not.
Just take a look around you. And you'll see a little cluster of them in Florida, Jacksonville. You'll see a little cluster of them in the ATL. You'll see a little cluster of us in the Chi. You'll see a little, Now, us with Hispanics are outnumbering them, and we're all melanated people. I understand that. Some Hispanics are, some ain't. Some fall on the wayside of the Caucasoid line, and they don't want to respect or represent the Negroid line. They want to copy it. So there you have it.
So right here, I see the Black population is only 15% in the United States. The white population is 71%. 71% of the United States are white. Okay, so and this is 71%. So what has happened to the other 124%?
Killing us.
Like that 29. What's going on?
Killing us. And I don't even know if they're even calculating those who are incarcerated though. But then what good are they? Because they are already locked up behind bars, right?
Well, it's not hard now with the computers. They got everything calculated. Black folks in jail is included. And so that means we have less out here in the world that are free.
That's ridiculous.
You know, and not only that, we are so, and it's sad, and I have to play a part in it because I'm Black. We're so unorganized as a race that we have not even begun to redevelop, to reorganize, and it's a major issue because we have been confined for so many years that this freedom is still new. I make this much money. Wow, I can buy what I want to buy. I can live where I want to live. I don't need to live in a neighborhood that my parents that raised me in, because there are Black people there that are ghetto. We're judging each other. We're doing this and that. And we don't look back and think, these are me. They are me. These people are my people. And it's real. Indians, my people. That's what Indians say. Chinese, my people. We had a little China girl. We went to a little function with them.
Mexican, the operations lady here, the operations manager, office manager is Mexican, and strongly she will say, "My people."
Exactly. We went on a function with the Chinese school Amoria goes to, and she was playing with the kids. And one little girl, about 10 or 11, told Amoria, "No, you can't play with us because you're not a part of us." Okay, her mother didn't tell her to say that because I talked to her mother afterwards, but it's in them. What about us? My people? Have we really? Black Lives Matter? No. Your pocketbook mattered. Because if Black Lives Matter, there will be organizations traveling to say, let me rally to get these people to understand we are a people. We are a race. We have a culture. And it's not just macaroni and cheese on the holidays. We have a culture. How do we come together as a culture? How do I learn to love you, Neela, regardless of what you have or don't have? How can I sit back and love you and say, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what you have or don't have. I want to bring you up to the level where you are comfortable, or bring you to a conscious level where you know that we are one. Okay, that's where we lose, and we are really not. It's a shame.
And when we gain wealth, our Black men don't normally have Black wives.
Exactly, because they don't know better. All they know is pleasure, peace, pleasure. But the problem is your race is not growing. A mixed race is still considered Black, but you're raising your child as if they're not a part of the original Black race.
Burke Turk said they're not telling the truth because they don't want people to know the truth. A lot of Blacks don't fill out paperwork for being counted in the census, and that, I understand. And
but they have cell phones. They have cell phones, and they have bank accounts, and they have social security numbers.
And they know how to listen. The government know how to tap into all of that without you even approving of it, and they will know. Trust me, they know. Trust me, they do. And just like somebody was saying, well, girl, what you gonna do about that so-so bill? And I was like, hey, I can't run. They know where the hell I'm at. So, I mean, come on now.
Thank you.
My name is on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Come on now. That my name is on a bank account, home, my car. Come on now.
And everybody has to have what, Neela? You have to have a driver's license or an ID. And what does it say?
Neela.
And what color does it say? Race. Even if you put other, they know you're not white. So therefore, they got the status.
They got, hey, when we were born, your footprint on that paper and the number already designated who the hell you were and what you were. Trust me when I tell you, they had set that system up. Roman Catholic had come and set that system up long time ago to keep count of us.
And now, but you see, that's not really the most important part of this conversation. Nope. The important part is we have not re-established our culture.
Our culture. End of story. We're keep spreading ourselves apart from each other, thinking that it looks the grass is greener on the other side of the street. No, it ain't.
What about the rappers, Neela? They're singing songs, constantly making songs for young people to listen to that are bawling themselves out. I'll kill that nigger. I'll get her. I'll get her. They are constantly saying these words. So our young kids, not being monitored, is being brainwashed by our own race, our own kids. That's the worst part. Our kids my son is a victim. He was brainwashing with this rapper in what 80s, 70s, 80s, one of the popular rappers. He's still popular. That would smoke marijuana on his shows, would talk this stuff, talk killing. Yeah, right on the videos. Our Black rappers have set a lot of them, not all of them. I'm not gonna mark them. A lot of them have set a bad precedence upon our children, and our young people are going to jail thinking they are exempt. Thinking, I might have a nephew. I don't know what was going on with his mind. He left some evidence in his closet after a year. If your child is not taught to say, I didn't do it, no, it wasn't me, and he didn't even do anything. He really wasn't. He didn't do it, but because they're after our men, they wanted to get him. They found some and still accused him of being there with the person. This is an innocent young kid at 16 years old. He had no idea. His mother didn't really tell him.
Gentlemen at 12 and 13.
And waiting.
Felony murders and all kinds, and they're putting guns on them that have already been implicated in murders or crimes. And I know they are. And I know because as a Chicagoan, and being in the life long back in the day, I watched the police pull a gun out of his sock. I'll never forget this.
You saw it, see?
Pull a gun out of his sock and drop it into the pocket of the boy's sweatpants. I'll never forget that. And I was so pissed about it. And I had a warrant out for my arrest. And that's the only reason why I ain't do nothing, because I said, oh, I got this warrant. Oh my God, they finna lock me down. Oh my God. And I was like,
Yeah,
this
you have to
bastard.
watch out for yourself.
I looked at him, I said, that bastard. And I stood across the street watching, looking dead at him. I looked at this big burly white cop go in his sock and pull a gun. I was looking dead at him and put it in the pocket of a guy. But we can't, that type of thing is not the type of sticking together we're talking about. We're talking about sticking together totally on what's right and what's real, and educating our children and bringing us up out of this clutch of this hell syndrome that we place ourselves in continuously over and over, because we keep falling for the trap.
And you know what just came to me? What was the place that people went, blacks went, that really lifted them up and led them down the right track? The churches. But the problem is this: instead of teaching them just Bible school or Bible studies, let's teach them about worldly studies. You go out into this world and you see that there's a crime going over there, or you meet a guy that says he killed someone, or he smokes and he does this and that. You run away from him. You get as far away from that person as possible, because you will become a victim, or no, you will become one of them. We're not teaching that. We're not teaching them how to identify what's going on, because if we teach the young kids how to identify this, they will teach their children. We would change the mindset of each black kid, but that's not happening. And if it is happening, it should happen every day, especially in Bible study. Bible study is weighed over kids' head, is weighed over the young people's head, because the Bible is very difficult to understand, and they need to know.
I only went for the cookies and the juice.
Exactly.
They used to go to Bible study. They used to give us these iced oatmeal cookies.
And that's why we went.
Juice. And baby, I would go get my 3 little cookies and my pineapple orange juice and be just as happy. And we be sitting there,
and don't hear a word they're saying. So you got my point. Let's use that time wisely. Let's reorganize the Bible study to say, okay, so if the Lord is your shepherd, you shall not want. Why are you stealing? Why don't you just relax, go within, and understand that your parents are responsible for you as God is responsible for you. But don't go and take, because if you steal, you may go to jail for life. They may pin something on you that's beyond that. Why aren't we teaching them that? Those are the principles of the world of life.
I got to go into the comments, and then we're going to close out on that. And then we're going to go into what we need to go in after these comments. LaTanya said, I think the white fear is there are more minority babies being born, like Black, Hispanics, and Asians combined, because we're all minorities when you think about it. Now, let's not get it twisted. Way back, 80s, 70s, 80s, they called Asians, Blacks, Hispanics, minorities.
Even white women. White women
there was no such thing as black and brown.
Right.
Okay, now when we said, oh, well, how the hell we the minority? We're the majority. Then they started coming up with the black and brown. That was another means of dividing people. Because see, as long as they can keep us divided, they can always keep us conquered. And don't ever forget that, people. Now, Kerbeus said the world needs more people speaking these God honest truths. I agree, Kerbeus. Randall say they have pitted black men and women against each other. The only people that's done to. Our culture is used and stolen by every other race. Our culture is used and stolen by every other race. I agree. And the record companies won't let them release records that are positive. And so they want these record deals, so they comply. And LaTanya said, drill rap is the worst. Drill is the rap they listen to now. See, Dolores Tucker was right. We treated her like the plague. Damn. And Randall said, yep, I agree. Drill music is the worst rap music ever, but killing is glamorized by the movies and music, and Chinese included.
See, but the issue is, yes, that's true. But what are we going to do to make sure our population grow? You know, 49% of Hispanics, 49%. In certain cities and states. But what should we do? Because we know these things. We're talking about those things. But even it can begin at home. Like if I walk out into the world and I know I prayed myself up, I meditated, but God is the only power and God is in everyone, I can actually lift that person up to a higher level of consciousness. That's my duty. But what are the rest of the people our race doing? So talking about what I just said is nothing unless I do it. And that's what I'm thinking, I'm talking. We all have to take responsibility of identifying the Spirit of God that is right within them and is all good, because we cannot go out and tell them, oh, that's not good, that's bad. No, they're not going to listen to you or me.
Right.
So we do it secretly. So my thing is, how do we retract our way of thinking towards our race? Because we are programmed to think that if he's on the corner asking for money, he's got to be either alcoholic or a drug addict. Or I could say, well, you know what? The Spirit of God is in him. Let me give to God. I don't care who he is by appearance. That doesn't matter. What matters is I see beyond that, because I want to raise the conscious level of knowing that you are one with God. This is not your real life. That is something that has not been practiced. And that is deeper than most people will go, because it's really far fetched from a lot of people's way of living. But it's possible and it's durable and it's something that we need. That's what I'm saying.
And I want everybody to know, first of all, before we go into what we're going to go into, and we can start out who Andrea is. And I'll just say these last two comments. Hey, Daybreak, we have to train our children and teach them the truth and stop trying to be their friends and be their parents, Turk says. But Tanya said we have to self-segregate and remove the subculture mindset. Ooh, Tanya, that's deep. I like that. We have to self-segregate.
That's right.
And remove the subculture mindset.
Yeah.
That's deep. Now that's deep, because it is a mindset that everybody is in. And then there's that culture, and then there's the subculture. Because we're so busy trying to live that subculture lifestyle because we want to be included. And a lot of times we don't have to want to be included in their stuff, because they already take all our stuff and do what they do with it. But that suburb culture.
Well, they confused us. We are a race of confusion.
Yeah.
We have been so divided from slavery. I mean, that took a toll on our race.
It really on the mental psyche and as well as the spiritual psyche. It took a toll.
Yes, a toll. So it's confusing. That's why I'm like, don't talk that politics to me about this mess. Let me go within and do my study. Let me find out. Because you're going to dictate to me what you believe, and you're going to dictate to me what you believe. Right. But let me figure out who I am and what God wants me to believe. So our culture have to understand we're confused by cultures. But what were we doing prior
to that?
To desegregation. Let's go to desegregation. What were we doing prior? We were having parties together. We were making movies together. We were going to our grocery stores together. Our lawyers, our attorneys, our doctors, we were going to them. That's what we were doing.
Because Morgan Park, where we grew up, was black, baby. Black. And we had everything. Dr. Pedro delivered every damn body. We had Max Fish House. We had the Carols with all the African gear and all the oils and incense. Then we had we had everything. Then we had the Shoe Shine, and then Bill's Shoe Shine, and then my cousins and all them, Cool Breeze and them, all them had the Shoe Shine and the Belt Store and all. And then we had the Hoagie Shop, we had the Rib Place. All the stuff that we had. We had our own restaurants, had our own funeral home. Bob Williams funeral home on 111th and Vincent. We had everything, and now we have nothing. And
we need to stop.
No black communities nowhere that are tight and strong.
Well, we have some. We have some.
All of our stores.
Yeah. What's so sad about that? We have some in Atlanta. One of my clients live in Atlanta, and she has a neighborhood, and it's it has their committees. But there came in a couple that were attorneys, black attorneys. They came in stating that they were going to raise funds to better the neighborhood, but they were taking the money. They weren't doing anything.
See?
So we're self-destructing. Yeah, and that's the sad part about it. We get so greedy that we don't even do the right thing with the money.
No, we self-destruct.
That's the big problem. We're not doing what we need to do with the money. Like if we got money for college funds, That's the wrong place to put the money. The money is the place to put the money is in the elementary school to make sure our kids are getting the right education. Make sure they have their own computers to take home
Because a lot of
or
them
after
never
school.
make it to college, and a lot of them never make it to high school. So
That's
the
right.
start is with the
That's right.
elementary school.
Elementary. Keep them after school. Let's pay for after school programs for these kids that they
Yep.
can stay after school, get the tutoring, and make sure they know how to read and not just say the words, but understand to stop at the commas, to stop at the period, to pause at the comma, to stop at the period, to do the exclamation, be excited. They're not being taught. So the monies are going in the wrong places.
Oh yeah, always. And
That's
they
the,
know. They know. And worst
Mhm.
thing ever happened to us was desegregation, Turk
It
said.
was. It
Tracy
was.
said greedy took over what that no, I'm sorry. Tracy said greedy took over that what happened to our culture. Randall said we were taking care of ourselves back then when we were Morgan Park, because you know he's
Eh,
Morgan Park too. Black love
mhm,
must take place. You are right about that.
mhm,
Daybreak
mhm.
said all the music now seems like all the music is just talking about booty, booty, booty.
Yeah.
And we had our own teachers, our own schools. We had everything.
Everything. We were
Everything.
speaking better English.
Yeah.
We were focusing on making sure every kid articulated.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, one person reminded me of desegregation destroyed us was a white person, a white Jewish person. He said desegregation wasn't good. It wasn't good for blacks.
Mm-mm.
And he's right. It was not, it damaged. I went to Harlem one time and I saw the men on the streets living outdoors. I had never seen that because I was always in a prominent area when I moved to Atlanta. But I was like, is this really happening to our blacks? Harlem
When
had
we
been divided
segregated, that's when our culture was being stolen by white people
by
all over
white
the
people
world for
all
everything
over.
that we did,
They
because we desegregated. So that gave them open arms to see
divided
everything.
property to put us out. Oh, I
Yep.
want this land in Harlem. Or I want
Yep.
this land in Manhattan or
Yep.
Lower Manhattan. I want
And
this land in
going
Chicago.
and another thing, going and featuring everything you do nationwide,
Yeah.
globally, for everybody to see. Sometimes, just like I say, sometimes we need to keep some of our damn recipes. Stop
We
giving all
need
your damn recipes away.
right. We need to keep everything in secret. We shall never the things we do as a nation, as a race, as a culture should be in our own
They
neighborhoods.
got cornbread. They got stuff in the stores now that black people cook,
Yeah.
and it's only been black people cooking it. And now it's in the stores and not a black person on it. And it's a
Exactly.
black meal.
Yeah, because we lost the family thing.
Yeah.
The takes and when remember it takes a neighborhood to raise a child.
It takes a village. You're right.
It takes a village
So
to raise a child.
it's 9:08. We got to get going, y'all, because I got to get out of here. I got such a long journey in front of me, and I still have a lot to pack, and
I'm
I
gonna
have to
call you back.
get all this stuff to my vehicle. I got a lot of shit to do today. So a lot.
Let's meditate.
We had strong black families. You're right, Turk. So I want them also to know before we go into meditation, Andrea, what are your certifications and license in? So that people know.
I am an ordained minister, but I practice spiritual healing. That has been my studies for over the past 30 years. And I'm still developing my consciousness because there's a higher level of consciousness that I'm aiming for. I'm a certified colon hydrotherapist. I'm a certified nutritional consultant, an esthetician license. And I have other little certifications like foot reflexology, aromatherapy, different things. But I practice more so my life now is wellness and meditation.
Awesome.
That's my meditation center. As I'm in my practice now at my center, but my colonic practice in my office, because your body is the temple of God. And I have always believed in taking care of the temple. So I combine my spirituality with this, which is both on a spiritual level. And that's what I do the most.
Awesome.
And
Thank you,
I'm a mother of 3 sons and a daughter. So I've been through raising boys and I know what is happening in this world. I have lots and lots of worldly experience when it comes to children and the mind.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good. I like listening to you.
Thank you.
So everybody, we are being guided into meditation. Thank you, T-Mac, for joining us this morning. Stick around for the meditation, T-Mac. It's always good to be involved. We're more will join, so shall it be. But so we were getting ready to go into meditation, everybody. I want everybody to just get ready to brace themselves. We're going to do 10 minutes tops with the conversation as well, because I do got to get out of here. I have checks and everything I have to get. I do the accounting stuff in the morning, so I have to get that done because they expect that at a certain time and every morning. So we're going to do 10 minutes. Andrea will guide us into that, and then all that all lumped into 10 minutes time, which is not a lot, but
No.
if we put forth our energies into it, it can be very beneficial. So, Andrea, I'm going to put this up here and I'm going to tell you to take it away.
Okay, so I have one statement and we're going to meditate on freedom.
Okay.
So ask God, what is freedom? And just listen to the Spirit speak. Visualize if you want to, but remember to always focus on what is freedom.
What is freedom?
Whatever came to you, write it down, because something came to me within a matter of seconds after I made the statement, what is freedom? Freedom is not a materialistic thing, but it is abundance along with positivity in your life. Because when you're happy, you can be free at any point, at any place. So freedom is a very special word, and we want freedom. We want to be free so we can get together and keep raising our Black race, keep lifting one another up.
Right.
We need that, don't we?
Positive. Yes, of course.
You
Because
know,
there's nothing to it when you're negative.
nothing.
Nothing to it. Turk said, great certifications, Andrea.
Oh, thank you. And I do iridology too. I'm a certified iridologist. That's reading the eyes. But let me say
Yeah.
one thing. When you go to church, anyone, all of you, when you go to church, just pray that the consciousness of the pastor be lifted up to acknowledge the needs for the Blacks, to acknowledge the needs, because there's a desperate need for us to get those kindergartens or those toddlers and help the parents to recondition their minds before they get caught up in this outside world.
And that's the thing, help the parents. Now you said something.
Yeah.
These parents with these young children,
Yeah.
when I lived right across the street from Benjamin Banneker Elementary School,
Mm-hmm.
all I found, and I had a food stand right across the street from them. All I found was their homework all in my yard.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even think care enough about their homework. The parents, obviously,
Parents, obviously.
and they were young, and the kids running up and down the street. They homework all up and down the street, flying. They get home, they don't do their homework. They go outside and play. That's understandable. My mom used to let me do my homework first. Then I, went outside and played.
We go out and play.
Right, but the homework came first. Then, sometimes if she knew I was tired or something, she'd say, "Well, go and get you a nap, and then get up and get your homework done. And if it's still daylight outside, you can go outside for a little while." And I was like, get up, I'm gonna take my little nap, take my little hour nap, get up, do my little homework, go on outside for the other little 40 minutes or whatever time I had left out there while the sun was still, daylight was still out, and got my butt back in. We just got to be more aware and cognizant of our children and our people and ourselves.
Yeah.
Our young mothers, when you all see something with these young women out here with these babies, and it's hot as hell outside, and that baby's in that little cheap little stroller, they can't afford nothing else, and it ain't got no protection from that sun, which we have no ozone layer for anymore. That baby's skin is burning profusely. Please tell that mother, you know what? That's a beautiful baby, but I'm gonna be honest with you. That sun is destroying his skin. It's going to have rough skin, dry skin, burned skin. And then babies sit there and they wonder why the baby crying. They just, shut up. They don't know that baby hot. That baby irritated. That baby wet between the legs. That baby's booty itch. All kind of stuff. And it can't tell you. But that sun is hot. And I see these little girls with these babies out in that hot sun. And I'll be like, put something over that baby's head, so it don't burn the brain cells that is trying to form. And then you want to know why your child is in special ed and all this. It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into that. The diet, the heat, all of that. Then you're smoking weed all around them and blowing it in their face, and they
it's so much. Oh God,
it's too much.
It's too much, and they pass it on to their children. So that's what I was saying when I said, and meaning when I said, we've got to help the young parents so we can help the kids. Because we get the young parents and help the kids will grow up and be far greater than their parents.
Yeah.
Right now, they're worse than their parents or being just like them. It's just not a good thing. We are responsible. I am my brother's keeper because I see God in my brother and sister. I made sure when I went to theology school, I studied women in church. I studied the Old and the New Testament. We are to lift one another up. We are. If we don't go back there, it's going to get worse.
You're right.
Our race is not going to, they don't even want us to survive.
Nope.
Okay, when they look at the mixed race, they think me and you, black and white. They don't think black anymore. It's, they try to do with Obama. They try to say no, he wasn't black, he's mixed. They threw their word out instead of saying black. They try to say, oh no, he's mixed. No, that's what you want. The Democratic Party wants mixed people. So the black population is going down because they're mixing black and whites. So they can have mixed babies. Look at the stars. A lot of them are, and the athletes, they're part of that system.
Yeah.
Black is powerful. That black skin we have is strong. It's powerful. But they're diluting it. They're diluting it.
The strength, the power, the intelligence, and everything. Because we are exceptional when it comes to intelligence. I mean, they can look around.
We have a lot of geniuses.
We are the ones who were connected with the moon and the sun and the stars.
We built the
pyramid. Read all of that.
Yes.
So just take a look around, y'all. Just take a look around. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's not what I want to say. I had a client that went to Morehouse. He said to me, you'd be surprised of how many black geniuses we have that are sitting in the office behind the desk. But we have a lot of them. And we do. But the fact is they're making a living with their geniuses in that office for the companies that they work for.
Yeah.
And no one is thinking about reorganizing the black community. I'm embedded in Amoria's mind because we go to the Jewish Center for her camp. They have a little synagogue area where they go and read about the Holocaust, how many people died. What about us? We had 300 years of slavery. 300 years. Half of the boat, if the boat had 1 million people, 60% of that million died on the way to the United States, North America, and South America.
I think it might have been more than that.
70% probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was about 70%. So
the waters are crying for us. Every time I go towards the water, I feel strength.
Yeah. And so we need to pass this information on to the young people.
Astro Ranger said, I'm confused. You don't want black people having children with Caucasian people?
I didn't say that.
No, we didn't say that. We just said they want to dilute us down. They don't want to have solid black. They don't want to have like all black families, like you have around this water, all white families.
That's right.
Ain't none of them
Asian. That's right. The problem is this: they want to wean us out.
We have a Cuban family here, all Cuban family.
They want to wean us out to make it a mixed race, which means you're confused already. Now you're going to be more confused. So it's not about not having.
We don't have our race understood. Astro is what we're saying. We don't have our race understood. A lot of people take what we say out of context and they twist it or whatever. To be exact, no, we didn't say that because my niece and all, no, we didn't say that. I got a mixed niece. I mean, my brother. Okay,
I'm mixed with something. I got Chinese in me and a little white and a little Indian, so I can't fight against it. I'm just trying to make a point that this is what they're doing, as they have always been doing. They want to say it's mixed. No, we're black. Mixed race is no such thing. We are black. One drop of blood is black.
Right.
But they're confusing us to thinking that no, you're mixed. No, we dominate.
We dominate.
Black
is a dominant color. So what we're saying is that stop trying to keep twisting things in our lives constantly. There's constant bullshit going on. And what we want is to stop the bullshit. We already know that black is a dominant color. It's a dominant color. And everything you mix with black comes out a different color. So, but black still is the base of all of it. And that's what we're saying.
That's what the strength is.
We are black. Regardless of my daughter, regardless of my niece and my brother and his wife and made a baby, and my niece is black. My brother's black. My niece, brother.
They did it in slavery. Oh, the white man had a baby by a black woman. She was black.
Right.
She's still a nigger.
Irish in my family. I'm black. Yeah. I don't care how you look at it. They're not, when the police stop me or whatever, what we're saying is that there's a lot of racism in the world, and the people that are white that are wearing the shoes that want to be racist and constantly keep the divide going on. If the shoe fits, so wear it. If the shoe don't fit and you're about bringing people together as a whole, as a unit, as godliness is said to be, then what we want you to do is be honest and be real. It has already been stated that if you have 1/3 black or 1/5 black, you are black. And that's it. And that's why they also shunned the people who were having mixed babies back in the day, because they were like, oh, you had a mix, that's black. And they kept telling them she had that
Yes.
black baby. And that's it. And then, like they told us, we were minorities in the
Yes.
60s, 70s, and all that.
That's right.
We, Chinese, Latinos, all of us were just minorities. Now they're saying, oh,
Oh,
you are,
of a
oh,
mixed race.
right. You're black. Oh, we're black, and the Latinos are brown. But we were all
But
just one
one
minority at one
minority.
time. So now what is it? See, every year, every time you look up, times change. There's
Yeah.
always some progression of
Yeah.
bullshit that they add to the changing times to keep
Exactly.
the confusion going. And
Mhm.
because, like, just look at the politics, confused. End of story.
Yeah.
And
But you know what?
Astro say, oh, so you're talking about race erasure. Exactly. I wasn't
Because
accusing you of anything. I was just confused what the time. No, we didn't say you were. We didn't say
no.
you were at all.
So
Astro.
Neela, the bottom line, sweetie, is I don't
Right.
know you by your color. The bottom line is I don't know you by your skin tone.
Right.
No, I should never judge you based on that. We're
Bam.
talking about the fact that the world is trying to dictate to us that we're separate. We're not separate. We are
Yes.
all one. White and black, whatever color, we are all one. That's the way the
Right.
world wants to do it. But in God, we are all one. So no, I will never look at anyone as being mixed or white or black in my eyes, because God has taught me to know that everyone has me as a spirit in them, regardless of their behavior, but it won't affect me. What does the Bible say? No weapon formed against me
Yes,
shall
you
prosper.
prosper.
But that's only because I acknowledge God as the only weapon, the only
Right.
power. So we would never want to confuse anyone by saying we don't agree with mix or anything of that nature. We just want to make a point that we are all, if you're mixed, you're black. That's what it is.
It is what it is. If you
It
got
is what it
people,
is.
right,
Yeah.
you black.
Yeah.
It's
You're
in
black.
the story. I don't care if you look white, you black.
And what did James Brown
The
do? He
blacks
made
come
us,
in all colors. I'm just saying, we come in all
yeah.
shades. So
And
yeah,
James Brown made us proud. Remember he sang that song? I'm black and I'm proud. That was one great song when we were little, because we were some of us were ashamed to be black because we were treated so badly.
see,
You know?
Astro, the thing is, like Turk Randall just said down at the bottom, Astro Randall just said, divide and conquer. See, that's another means of keeping us divided. And
Exactly.
that's why the world is ass backwards now and upside
Yeah.
down and topsy-turvy, because of all the racial divide that they keep up. Now, trust me, Astro, this ain't just coming from people on regular levels. This is coming from people from levels that you ain't never even seen, and you ain't gonna see them. They sitting way over there somewhere out of the way, but they keeping up all the bullshit.
And they're called the progressives. These are the wealthy people of the nation. They're called the progressives, and they are on the Democratic Party. Sorry. Progressives are a part of the Democratic Party. They're keeping us down. So we need to research and find out what they're really
all
aiming
about.
for.
Exactly.
Depopulation.
Yep. And do you think that's the stem of colorism within the Black community? She said the TV show Blackish touched on that, where one of the characters called Rainbow was mixed. Hence the premise, Blackish.
Yes.
Right. Oh, I picked up on that one, Astro. Good, Astro. As her Black husband's family didn't see her as Black enough, etc. Yeah. That
and that's
goes
judging.
with a lot of stuff.
That's our judgment. They're judging us by the color of our skin.
Yes, once again.
And that is against the spiritual law. That is
judge not lest ye be judged. Point blank. End of story. God said it. That's what I stand on, and that's how I live. Talk to you later, alligator.
I agree.
See you later.
Sign off. I love you all. Thank you so much. I will see you next
time. Hey, God, everybody take heed. Andrea, thank you so much. God bless you, sister. I love you dearly, and have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Everybody take heed. Remember this. Reach back, give back. Bam. Somebody out there needs your smile. Somebody needs to hear some kind words from you. Somebody might need a bag of chips, a bottle of water, just an ear to hear. Whatever the Spirit has placed upon your heart, by all means, follow your spirit guide and do as the Spirit is guiding you to do. Another thing I want you to know is God loves you and God loves me. And God loves everybody. And with a big back patty whack, give your God some praise. Woo! Because God has kept us going all of these days. And in that order, recognize. See, whites, blacks, Latinos, Irish, Chinese, whatever. Everybody that talks about God goes to church or wherever they go worship, but you got God. All God, all over the world, God is the same. Everybody worship a higher power. They might not call it God. They might call it Buddha, Allah, whatever. But here's the point I'm making. God is God always. God is the same God always, all the time, no matter what. God is greatness. God is good. God is love. God is not hate. God is not dissension. God is not separatism. God is not racial. God is not that God. God is a God of all. Let's stop the bullshit and the divide, everybody. You know, black people got exactly all what it takes for everything on this planet. All white people stuff. Stop the bullshit. Stop acting like we're savages. Stop acting like all of that. We've never hung people in trees. We've never cut off penises and put fingers on tables and had picnics around it. We've never done that. So I don't understand the savagery about it. We didn't pull a bunch of people from a country and separate their families, their husbands sent that way, wives that way, daughters that way, sons that way. We never did that. So if the savages really come forth and say, hey, we did do that, and denounce all the rest of this bullshit, then we would go forth in faith and on truth. And we would have a lot more people, black and white alike, having more unity and more fun and love for each other. God bless you guys. Have a beautiful weekend. Remember, love, peace, soul, and hair grease. And if your scalp is itching, please wash before you condition. Keep game. Another thing, I want you all to enjoy your weekend this weekend. Go and make somebody's day this weekend. Make your day first. Understand. And I know to try to understand us, you will never understand us because you've never walked in our shoes. And it's nothing against that, but you got to live my life. If you've never lived my life of the police and all the rest of the strife, please don't say that why y'all always? Okay? Don't live my life for me. We ain't lived your life. We ain't had the opportunity to live my life though. You come on down. Let me show you what we're working with. Okay. And we still struggling and we still striving through the struggles. We still strive. Power in power in numbers, power in the purpose. Understand that. A purpose of being recognized as a human being and wanting the same damn thing you white family members want for your children and your family. Love, prosperity, and all the rest of that. We want it too. To God be the glory. And we'll see you Monday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on What in My Element with who? Blase Skippy. See you then. Peace on earth to everybody. Be there or what? Be square. Bye-bye now. Everybody have a great day. Amen. That's why 2025 bill wants the Black history erased. Right. I don't like that bill. That bill got a lot of BS with it. To God be the glory. It's got some good stuff with it, though. Don't get me wrong. It's good, but it's got a lot of bullshit, too. Read the underlying issues of that bill. That's all I'm going to say. Get the 900 pages down. Get the 900 pages. To peace. To God be the glory. I'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend.